My name's Ed Pease with New Real Estate Advisors in Atlanta. I've been a real estate developer for over 30 years. I've developed for national retailers around the United States and medical users, but I primarily concentrate in the Southeast. Today, our primary focus is building dental practices for large family-owned practices that want to own their own building. And we generally do buildings that are 8 operatories to 24 operatories.
How do you determine if you are ready for this type of investment in a new or expanded practice?
That's a great question. And we do a deep dive with each client. And what we want to start at is, where are you now based on your fixed expenses? Are you able to finish? Are you able to afford what you have now? Then we will build a 5-year revenue model and we'll project what your revenues should be and need to be in order to afford the property, the building, and the new equipment. And then that really tells what you can do. You want to get into an occupancy model factor that is 5 to 8%. And if we can hit that model, you should be fine and you should be able to afford it. You need to estimate what the cost of the land and the building and the equipment is and become very comfortable with making that type of investment before moving forward. We also need to review all of your business debt. How much debt do you have now? How much debt will you be taking on? If you have a lot of debt right now, specifically any IRS debt, you really need to take the time to get that as close to zero as possible before you start on this new venture. The other thing that's really critical, how much cash do you have? Most lenders, whether it's a traditional loan or an SBA 504 loan or even a practice loan, which you can get, that's a loan not on the land and improvements, but it is against your practice. They're going to want, in most cases, you to have a minimum of 10% cash equity or 20 to 25%. And all of that depends on how much volume you're currently doing, what your debt is, what your credit rating is, and so forth. And then they're going to want to see, do you have enough revenue for opening day? Do you have enough cash on hand for opening day? When you open, your expenses probably are going to be greater than your income. Not always, but in some cases. So you need to have cash reserves to cover any deficits for up to 6 months. And then you need to look at yourself and you need to look at your staff. Are you the right person that can manage, say, an office of 16 ops? Can you manage this many people? Do you have a strong leader in your staff? Most of the clients I work with have a very strong administrative assistant that helps them with all these issues so that they can devote their time to either managing the practice or managing their own schedule. And do you have the right process in place to farm for new clients? Once you open the new building, you're going to have new clients. You do have clients that will just drive by your new building and they'll just drop in. They'll want to see it because it is a new building and they may not have a dentist or they want to change dentist. But other than that, you're going to have to farm for new clients via phone calls, advertising, or so forth. Then do you have the time? This is a great time investment. Are you so busy at your practice that you can't do that? That's where somebody like us comes in. So you've got to make sure if you're willing to make that time and monetary investment. So next, we will talk about selecting the right team to build your new building.